From Boom Beach to Brawl Stars, welcome and welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. Now, it is your host, Galadon, and today's episode is going to cover all sorts of controversial situations that seem to be happening in the Supercell community. Now, of course, the idea of selling Christmas trees to players is ghastly to some and exciting to others. I will preface this entire video by telling you the last time I spoke to Darian at Supercell, he said that Supercell and the Clash of Clans team have no intention or plans to sell or make available the older Christmas trees at the current time. But that was a couple of years ago, and we've seen a lot change in the last 3 years in all of Supercell's games. First, it was Clash Royale's turn with the addition of the Diamond Pass, Legendary Evolved, Level 15. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on over there, and obviously a huge uproar from the Clash Royale community. Then, Clash of Clans increased the cost of the Gold Pass, which was in turn met with much less player outrage because Clash actually increased the rewards you would get with the new, more expensive pass. Now, most recently, we've seen Brawl Stars put out a poll on their socials and in-game asking if players would like to see the exclusive skins return to the game. Now, it was pretty obvious as soon as this poll was released that the majority of votes would say yes, simply because there's a lot of new players to the game and they missed out on those earlier skins that they see some other legacy players using that they really want for themselves. And that's what took me to the idea of Clash of Clans bringing back the Christmas trees. And the idea that yes, many millions of players have joined Clash since the old days of the 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16 trees and beyond. And of course, they would love to have those trees in their village, especially those players that are super excited about all sorts of decorations and obstacles. And this is where it gets sticky, tricky, and somewhat complicated, and that is, if the skins in Brawl Stars were originally advertised as exclusive, meaning they would never return, then yes, it would be disingenuous of Brawl Stars to ever bring them back. That would basically be like false advertising, and I would imagine that some of the original players who had originally purchased those skins could ask for a refund and get it. Of course, that might come at the cost of their accounts, which wouldn't make sense. But anyway, yes, you just don't say something is exclusive and then change your mind in the future. Now, that is different than the Christmas trees in Clash of Clans, but in my opinion, I really don't think the trees should come back, okay? I know I would love to have my own 2013 Christmas tree, again, that Peter $17 deleted from my base, or I would love to have the 2012 Christmas tree, which I wasn't even playing Clash of Clans at the time. I started about a month after that and missed out on that very first Christmas tree. But it's a badge of honor. It's a cool, rare thing to find in the game. It's exciting for players who have it, and I just don't think there's any need to bring it back. Now, I've also heard of an idea in Brawl Stars that could be applied to Clash of Clans, and that was, well, bring back those skins, but change the hue, change the color, make the skins similar but not the same. That's something that I could see happening in Brawl Stars for the skins, but absolutely would not really translate to the trees in Clash of Clans. Imagine a 2012 Christmas tree that's just slightly different. Maybe this one is flocked instead of green, and you can purchase it in the game for gems or money, and then you can say you have a 2012 commemorative tree or something like that. It wouldn't be the same, and to be honest, I feel like it would sort of defeat the whole purpose. So I'm gonna have to say I'm against selling replica trees, even though I would absolutely love to complete my Christmas tree collection with those two original trees. Also, of course, there would be community pushback because they would say, oh, greedy Supercell, you just want money, you're asking for gems or cash or both. Perhaps they could do something like this where players could buy some of the trees for gems and then the really rare, really old trees would be cash only. And yeah, how many people you think would pay $100 for the 2012 Christmas tree? I wouldn't. I would not do it. I promise you that. I would be a fraud, right? It would be fraudulence. You couldn't call it that. You would have to change the title. And then maybe there's the other idea. Okay, no, I'm kind of just talking out my butt on the fly here, but maybe the other idea is you bring the trees back, but when you click on them, although they are not visually different, they have a different title. So you could buy the 2012 tree and it would be called the 2012 commemorative Christmas tree. And perhaps it wouldn't be worth $100 in that point. It would be more like $4.99, $6.99, $9.99. Just a thought, just a thought. Again, this whole video just kind of came together on the fly because I saw the Brawl Stars controversy and I remembered that a lot of players had asked about bringing older things back like that. Obviously, we've seen most of the Clash of Clans skins come back through and be available at some point. I just don't think that Christmas trees fall into that category. Also, for those of you that are consistently watching because you have notifications turned on, thank you. We just recently had the 10 reasons Clash of Clans is dying, the danger signs to watch out for. I would absolutely put that on that list. If they were to resell the old decorations for money, I would call that a sign or an act of desperation. So is it an act of desperation by Brawl Stars? I don't know. I'm not really connected to that whole community. For those that ask, yes, I did used to play Brawl Stars. I really enjoy the game. I think Brawl Stars is a lot of fun, but I actually liked it so much that I had to separate myself from it because I knew it would pull too much of my time away from Clash of Clans content. And I will say that I don't think the fan base translates quite as well as, say, the Clash Royale fan base translated from Clash of Clans in the early days. In the early days of Royale, those two games' audiences were very similar and very closely linked. Now you see a lot of players that play one and not the other, and I think that's true with Brawl Stars as well. Now, on an unrelated topic, because this is basically a stream of consciousness video, I am really hopeful that we will see another Clash IP game come out besides Clash Mini. I'm not a fan of Clash Mini, but perhaps Squad Busters, perhaps Clash Heroes someday, and maybe the audience from Clash of Clans will love those games as well. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, and thank you as always for sticking around all the way to the end of today's episode. Now it is time to get out there, Clash of Clans fans, touch grass, make it an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, that's a false accusation. I never removed your tree. I